Hey everyone, welcome back to the Real Estate Rundown here with Marcie, where we meet with top professionals in our real estate industry, and we got a show prepared for you today. Stay tuned. Welcome back everyone to the Real Estate Rundown here with Marcie, where we meet with top professionals in our industry, and I'm so excited to introduce you to our next guest, Rena.
Hi. I'm very excited to finally be here. Our schedules were so crazy. I'm so happy that
Well, that's because you're a powerhouse, and I can't wait to share with our audience. And I know you're modest, but it's okay to be a powerhouse.
You see me blush just a little bit. So, I love what I do. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I have offices in South Florida and New York. So these are two super hot, super busy markets and very different. Have a pretty big team. We speak a ton of languages amongst all of us,
which is so important.
It's so important, especially in the two markets that that I just mentioned. Because and it was funny. I actually had we do a staff meeting every Monday morning so that I can get everyone together. And I was telling them, I said, do you understand how fortunate you are to have to be working in cities that are attractive not just to locals or have a domestic reach, but we have international appeal. It's like everyone from all over the world is looking to be in places like South Florida and New York. And I keep stressing South Florida because we get so used to saying Miami, but it's really in South Florida. There's a lot more. But so I'm like, you guys, you actually have an opportunity for an international reach to something that's attractive to people all over, which I think is incredible.
It's incredible, but share with our audience, you are a broker.
Yes, so I am a broker owner. I'm the founder of Pulse International Realty, and so aside from doing what you would do, I've done everything in the industry. You start as an agent and you build up, and you do everything from rentals and property management and retail leases, and then that grows into sales and assembling property, because I do commercial as well. So as a company, we offer absolutely everything. As an individual, I offer absolutely everything. But it's nice to then take that experience and knowledge and be able to cultivate a team that has the same mindset and will operate in a way that, with the standards that you set for. I mean, you know what that's like.
Well, I admire people that, especially you, like you're already successful in being in real estate for so long. What made you start your own brokerage, and lead a very successful team that you have here? Because that just speaks volume in itself. Like, why would you need to do that when you're already a successful career, you have the relationships? What led you to open up Pulse International
That's
Realty?
A great question, and no one's actually ever asked me that. I have to tell you, managing people is probably one of the hardest things to do.
Yeah.
What managing people is very, very difficult, and you have to have a really good, strong team, a support system, in order to help facilitate everything, because there are as there's the marketing aspect, and marketing has become even more detailed. I mean, when I started, it was, put an ad in the New York Times on a Sunday and you were done. And this is now, it's you need the podcasts, and you need the the social presence, and you need the print, and you need the digital, and it's just so massive. So there's so much to do, and yet managing people is probably one of the hardest. So why do it? So why'd you do that to yourself? I decided to do it. I was relocated to South Florida by a wonderful developer that we all know, Crescent Heights. It was actually Crescent Heights and Hudson Capital. They were building Hudson Capital, which is a sister company to Crescent Heights, was building a portfolio, and they relocated me to run some projects for them. And one of them was actually Mondrian South Beach, which I was at last night for swim week, so that was really, really fun. But what happened was, after working for the developer for several years, and managing the team, the sales team there, and seeing that was something that I was good at. When that portion was over, I thought, I'm just going to, what does LeBron say? I'm going to take my talent to Miami? Yeah. So I wasn't taking it to Miami. Yeah, I was in Miami. So I decided that I was going to just, take that sort of sales team perspective where and create a brand that is as, as wonderful to its agents as it is to its clients. I don't pin them against each other. I don't, obviously everybody wants to know top producer, this and that's important, but I urge them to work collaboratively as a team. And I felt that that's something that doesn't happen really anywhere. And it was that sort of that family orientation. My retention is incredible. My agents will stay with me. Most of them are with me for a decade or more. Yeah. And you don't see that in this industry. They hop around from place to place generally. And I'm able to retain them by creating that atmosphere that's family and warm and helpful and real and organic, and where I encourage them to work with each other, and I encourage them to also, I won't go above 30 agents because that is where I feel I can really manage and know what each one of them is doing, be able to really assist them, be approachable, be accessible. More than that, it becomes very, it's challenging as it is. So yeah, I felt that I had this formula that needed to be cultivated and independent.
The proof is in the pudding, as they say, because it worked and it's working. And it's, especially for agents, whether they've been with you a decade or just signed up now, it's so nice when you come into a family atmosphere where you feel supported and open to supporting them with, nothing is too small or too big to address, and having the support group for an agent.
Thank you. Yeah, and that is my mindset, that nothing is too small to address. And you came and you did a presentation. You see there's a lot of warmth in the room. Yeah. Everyone is very, everyone is sort of integrated and know each other, and there's like this real nice atmosphere where I feel that we support each other, which is nice. I'm not of that belief system that you need to pigeonhole yourself either price-wise or geographically. I mean, within the company, if someone feels comfortable in a certain area and that's what they want to do, that's fine. But I do encourage them, especially when they're starting, just say yes. We'll figure it out. Say yes, and we'll figure it all out after. With all of the experience I've had, and that's another thing. I offer them things such as, one-on-ones where they can. I mean, it needs to go in the calendar. Otherwise, I will triple book myself, as you know. So where they can actually sit down, and I'm basically Cyrano de Bergerac. I'm saying, let's call the client now. This is what you're going to say. Let's compose this email. This is what you're going to write. This is what you're going to address. And literally, I just call it Cyrano de Bergerac them through it, but so they have that opportunity. There's a lot of that sort of hand-holding, and I believe in hand-holding with clients, and I think agents need it in the beginning as well too. Eventually they'll.
Yeah, you said a lot of little things there, and one that resonates with me is that in our business, there's a lot of people that could do a lot of things, but not a lot of people know how to do certain things, but in all of it's all, there's still, I'm a true believer, there's no shortage of success. There's so much out there and so much potential, so much to take advantage of, especially now in this hot market you mentioned. I mean, Miami is the new everything globally. It's not just nationwide. And so having that mindset and having a leader like yourself who has the mindset, who has the knowledge, the experience, the drive, and just the team camaraderie, right? The collaboration effect really changes someone's trajectory of where they're going.
Well, I think it's important for us all to recognize, and you do this flawlessly, it's relationship.
Yeah.
Our businesses are based on relationships, and you need to cultivate those relationships internally and externally. And people feel it. People know when you're there for them versus there for yourself. And many brokers will tend to focus on the bottom line and how much they're going to make, as opposed to really listening to what their clients' needs are. And so I encourage that. It was funny because you had asked me, you said, do you have any, will you have, any stories to share? And there are so many. And I had asked someone on my team yesterday, and I said, can you remember any stories? There's so many I can't remember anything. And the first thing that she came up with, which I thought was really nice, she said, do you remember that couple that you worked with in Boca? And they did a contract for a development that you then did your due diligence and found out that it looked like they were really, I don't want to say the name because I feel like, I don't want to say which one it is.
Yeah, but anyway, you can't say names.
I'm not saying it, okay? But it was a project that looked like it may not come to fruition, and it was just it was very delayed, and I didn't feel comfortable having them go through with it. And so I encouraged them to cancel a contract that was a hefty contract, which would have been a very nice commission. And it was directly from a developer, which meant, usually that's a larger commission. You're not splitting it like in a resale, and you're not,
right.
That's not a negotiable thing. So now, and I encouraged them instead to take a look at something else that I thought it's ready for them to move into. It was a resale. My commission was way lower. The price was way lower, but it was better for them. It was better for them. And in the end, it's better for me too, because what I've done is I've built a relationship, and I know that I'm going to get another referral from it. Who are they going? They're not going to recommend someone else, and I have several stories like that, but I just liked that was the first thing that she said to me. She goes, I said, do you have any stories? And I thought, this is what's resonating with my team. The fact that I'm leading by example, by showing them that you do what's right for your client first. They're first, you're second. You have to do that.
I try to also, I do a lot of mentoring. It's like one client is like 40 clients, because it's family, it's friends, it's their network. And when you do right by them, they're never going to forget you.
They never forget you. Word of mouth marketing is the best marketing that we can hope for. With everything that we have to do, the word of mouth marketing becomes like the best thing, because so when someone contacts you, like we go through the cold lead, warm lead, or whatever. It's a hot lead immediately, because it is someone who said, I had an amazing experience with Marcie. I had an amazing experience with Rena. This is who I want to work with. Well,
speaking of relationship, how important it is to work with a closing agent, a law firm, or a closing team that supports your business and what you do, your resources for what you do with your business.
Well, we become a family. I mean, these are extended relationships. As a matter of fact, as we speak, I have someone who is very close to me, sitting with an attorney right now, signing closing documents because she needs to leave the country. I didn't know it was going to happen today that she would need to sign. Otherwise, I would have been there with her. But I'm here with you, and I'm very happy about that. But I felt very comfortable sending her, because this is an attorney that I've been working with for 15 years.
Yes.
Almost exclusively. Almost, because you can't. You have to let the clients decide. You give them options.
Right.
But I know him. I've worked with him for my own deals. I've had, so he has sent his family to me. I've sent my family to him. So I felt, because of this strong relationship, that he's got it. He can be there, and I can be here, and my client's fine, and these are important relationships. We're talking about people's money, their investments. These are some of the biggest transactions they will ever do in their lives.
Yeah.
And if it's investment, it's extraordinarily important to them. And if it's the roof over their head, it's even more extraordinarily important to them.
So true.
So you need to have a team that
has your back, that supports you in everything you do. Because at the end of the day, no matter what happens, the client looks to you.
Absolutely.
The client looks to you.
Yeah.
Like, look at this, look at that. It always falls back on the realtor, right? The broker, the person in charge of the relationship base, the initial relationship base that always falls out. Share with our audience. We talked a little bit about relationships, a little bit about your brokerage. You're here, and you're also licensed in New York. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Yes. So our office in New York is located at the Helmsley building, which I absolutely love. It's super iconic. So we're there at 46th and Park. The same way that we're here in South Florida, and we can assist anywhere from Miami up through Palm Beach. And when it comes to investments, we go even further. We have a listing in Port St. Lucie now. We have another transaction that we're handling now in Orlando. So in New York, it's the same thing. I just, at the tail end of the tail end of last year and the beginning of this year, sold 2 lakefront houses in the Catskills, which is in upstate New York, even though our office is in Midtown Manhattan. We really, again, like I say, it's not about pigeonholing into a specific area, location, or product type. It's really based on knowledge of the market and what the client's needs are.
Yeah.
So we're all over New York, all over Florida. And we're also in Panama now. Did I tell you?
OMG, no.
Okay. So I actually, through a relationship, was referred to a phenomenal developer with 25 years of experience in Panama.
Wow.
Some of the most luxurious products I've seen, and honestly, I was invited to come and take a look at what they've done. Thoroughly impressed with everything about his developments and the pricing. Oh my God, it's incredible. The amount of luxury that you can get there and the pricing. It's extraordinary. And they're doing, so we were donned with, we now have the exclusive to represent them
that's exciting.
here in the States. And it's a B&B Italia branded project, fully branded. Not like here is some furniture from B&B Italia, fully. The kitchens, the bathrooms, the just absolutely everything, the millwork. So it's this beautiful, luxurious Italian branding, top to bottom. The project is called MOVA. It's in Obarrio, which is in Panama City. So it's in the center of the city. The prices start in the 300s, and this is for luxury. It's unbelievable. And there are all sorts of, so I'm learning more and more about the different visa programs and the different immigration status programs that are involved, that are benefits to, to investing there. And what we're finding is, the world is global. MOVA means move,
That's
movement.
amazing.
And we're moving. We're a very mobile society.
Well, you're a
We're
mover and a
global.
shaker. So that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
So thank you for being here, Rena.
thank you.
Will you share with our eyes, how can they reach you? How can they find you?
Ask Marcie. No, just yes, and so we are on Instagram at Pulse International Realty. That's the full name of the company. I guess our website, my email address. What would you like me to share?
Whatever is,
Okay. We're located here at 1688 Meridian. And you can reach us. Our website is pulseinternationalrealty.com. Our office number is very easy. It's 855-PULSE-01. So very easy to reach us at any of our offices. And feel free to reach out to me, Rena, RENA, at pulseinternationalrealty.com.
Thank you, Rena.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone, and see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.